Good morning, happy Monday. I was just walking along and look who I see. There's a new little baby dove. He's so cute. I was on my way over to the windows to see if anybody new has emerged, but I had to stop and say hi to baby. Mama's over here hanging out in the tree. She's not far. She's giving me the eye a second ago. There's Mama. Keeping an eye on baby. Baby's so tiny and fluffy. Hi. Must know how to fly a little bit. Nah. Gonna try it? You gonna try to fly? What you doing? So fluffy. Are you gonna fly? 'Cause you're worrying me. Gonna continue on to the windows. Okay. Okay, little buddy. See what's happening over here. Wow, lots of new morphos. This is the order that came in on Friday. 111 morphos. And they're already emerging. Doesn't look like there's any activity on the golden birdwing though. I just emerged. Chile, Arizona. I think those words went together, Jill. No activity on those bird wings. Lots of other guys emerging though. There's Boogie. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hi. Wow. That's one big atlas. And one more, not so big, but still crazy big. Atlas. Doesn't look like there's any new Lunas. No, the birds don't land on you. Butterflies land on all the time, but not birds. Somebody has a lot to say over here. Wow, look at all those babies. All those 4 new babies. They don't have their color yet. think they're gonna be green singing finch. There's another one. Down there, there's yet another new bird, new baby. Good afternoon, London. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and however you say good morning in Slovakia. Look at that tiny little bird. She's all the way in the feeder. Tiny, tiny. Well, hi there. What a cute little face. Hi. I think you're a snowflake finch. A new baby snowflake finch. And there's Wally having breakfast. Hi, buddy. Look at that cute little face. Mary Ellen asked, does the space ever become overpopulated with a species? Only with the button quail. We do occasionally have to adopt out some button quail. There goes Wally. It's on the bridge now. Hi there. There's Maurice and JJ. And a beautiful saffron and another saffron way up there. I will, Beth. Tracy loves sharing her incredible knowledge. I will definitely thank her from everybody. I hear Oliver Longtail. I hear you. Of course you fly up. is a beautiful Monday. Good morning, everybody. There's that green singing finch that I think is father to all of the new babies we've been seeing. So Barbara wanted a picture, and I will take a picture, but I wanted to read you guys this sign. We used to just have up during actual mating season, but people constantly ask what the noises mean, so we've just left this up. Why am I making so much noise? Because it's mating season and I'm trying to get Scarlett's attention. Watch me go through my courting displays. I open my wings and bow. So they only do the courting stuff when they're actually courting, but they often make noise to get attention from other people, humans. So we've just left that up. That red face is some kind, it's one of the twin spots. There's like 10 different kinds of twin spots. I can only remember Peter's twin spot. It's one of those varieties of finch. And look down there, and I see right above Rhett and Scarlet, there's a beautiful, huge atlas moth. See that just hanging out? What a peculiar place to tuck in for the day. Can you read their name sign again? Sure. And I will post pictures of this. Rhett and Scarlet, Caribbean flamingos, born Valentine's Day 2012. One of the oldest bird families. I'll post a picture. You guys can look at them while I read. One of the oldest bird families. Flamingos date back 50 million years. They are native to the northern Caribbean, southern Caribbean, and the Yucatan Peninsula. Flamingos are very hardy birds that live an average lifespan of 20 to 30 years in the wild and over 60 years when kept in captivity. Their diet in the wild consists of small crustaceans, mollusks, krill, and algae. They are filter feeders and also use mud and sand granules for grinding shelled organisms. Our birds feed on a prepared pellet containing all of the necessary nutrients to keep them healthy and colorfully pink. Our two flamingos were rescued from a breeding facility in Canada and now enjoy a life of safety, leisure, and pampering here at the conservatory. No, atlas moths only live an average of 3 days. They don't have a mouth, so they can't feed. So their primary thing is to emerge, mate, and then perish. Letty, they do sleep, they do nap, and they sleep in the very center of the pond, standing on one leg, with their head tucked all the way up in behind their feathers. If you look at Sunday's photo roundup, you can see a picture of how they sleep. Scarlett was just faking a nap in the middle of a flamingo, but that is exactly how they nap and sleep through the night. So pretty. It is really pretty in the garden today. Good morning, Sam. I was reading, not my screen, when you signed on. So if I missed a question, please repeat it. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, there he is. Look at that moth. That's amazing. Look at that. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. Something new over here. This seems to be a Monday thing. Monday the plants are more interesting than they are the rest of the week. I know by the time I get over there, that guy's gonna fold his wings, but I'll try it anyway. Yeah, Massachusetts is representing today. Good morning, everybody. I'm not doing flamingo tonight, but Lisa is. Lynn is. Lynn will be doing tonight's flamingo. I'll do tomorrow's. Good morning, Montreal. That guy should leave his wings open for us. Oh, no, fly away. These guys crack me up. Double trouble. Just hanging out. That one, Lisa says, I want to see the butterfly with like 50 colors in the Sunday photo roundup. That one that looked like stained glass, that was an exceptional photo that Wendy got. That species, you guys see it all the time, but it's usually almost always just brown. That was truly an exceptional butterfly, and amazing that she caught that photo. I'll show you. You guys see them all the time. They're just never that interesting. The variations in the same species of butterfly from individual to individual is quite amazing. Like snowflakes. No two alike. Oh, what an interesting development. I felt something itching on my shoulder, and look what I find. Well, I have a new friend for the day. Wow, look at all the butterflies on there. I hope Bob isn't with us right now. I want you guys to, isn't that incredible? Wow. I hope the reception stays good. I'll take a picture if they stay this active. Here's that butterfly. The one that she got the picture of that was so extraordinary. You guys see it all the time. See, it's right there. It was just truly remarkable. When I see this many butterflies all together, all different species, all fluttering, this is the few times I can understand how people have panic attacks when they come in here. It really is a lot of fluttering. It's truly gorgeous, but you don't expect this much motion. It could be overwhelming. It's just, I could stand here all day. Look at all of them. There's at least 20 species on that plant. They do. That powder puff is a great nectar source. It's beautiful. Wow, and look at that perfect morpho. Wow. That is the powder puff plant, yes, and that's the dwarf. So you can put it in a pot. We have a bunch that are in pots hanging up high, and then you can train it to be like a hedge. If you don't get the dwarf kind, that's the one that grows huge, huge, huge tree. Look at my little hitchhiker friend. They're so cute. The plant they're on is dwarf powder puff. And it's always interesting because it's always about to bloom, and even before it blooms, this is what its pre-bloom looks like teeny tiny itty bitty little raspberries. And then once it blooms, it has all of this. It's super soft, just like a really, really nice blush brush. I think this one gets morning sun, and it is definitely the happiest one of all the ones in the garden, but we have them all over. So I don't think it definitely doesn't need full sun because it's happy everywhere in here, and some parts of the garden are shaded 80% of the time. It's a slug. My little friend here, he's a slug. He's so cute. He can't stay in here, but he'll find a home. Oh, I like him. He's so cute. He's cute. He's not afraid. That's my camera hand. He's crawling all over. So anyway, these are, you could have it in partial shade, but it can tolerate full sun for sure, because we have them all over here. This one gets all day sun, but it's filtered by this huge tree. That's amazing. He can't hurt you, Eddie. He's so cute. Little slug. I know, they're not great, but this one's adorable. He's my little pocket slug for today. I know I need to move on, but I'm completely obsessed by how beautiful this is. Look at all of those. There's Gulf Fritillary, Idea, Paper Kite, Mormon, Zebra Longwing. Every species in here is having breakfast together. One big happy family. It's Thanksgiving without talking politics. So pretty. Okay, I know I'm obsessing. I'll move on. But I am going to come back and take video of that. Play it on the loop. Yeah, Deborah, but your love of creepy things is definitely more advanced than mine. I don't think slugs are creepy. They might be kind of slimy, but slime is the in thing now when you're 5, so I have slimy everything all over my house. Oh, here's one. Here's that butterfly that you guys love so much that Wendy took the picture of. Here he is. This one has extraordinary color too. See that? If the light was brighter, it would look very, very similar to that one that Wendy took a picture of. And this guy over here, look at that. It's pretty, lacy and scalloped on the edge. But look at that. So pretty on the inside. Lisa's question is, how many kinds of butterflies do we have here? It ranges between 40 and 60 species. I think we're holding pretty steady at about 50 right now. Our inventory would typically be at its lowest this time of year because it's our slowest time of year, typically. Everything I'm gonna say in the next couple minutes is pre-C, pre-COVID. Typically this would be our off season, so we'd have the fewest number of guests, therefore the least amount of money, therefore less butterflies. But everything is different now, and we have to keep our butterfly farmers, they have to have money. Whether we have butterflies or not, we have to keep paying them, or they're not gonna make it, because they were down for several months just like we were. And without the butterfly farmers, there will be no butterflies. So we're continuing to pay for shipments as if we're getting them, and we are getting them from almost all of our farmers, but they're in very, very different increments. We used to get a couple hundred a week. Now we'll get maybe 100 one week and 1,000 the next. It all depends on the international flight schedule, because everybody's had to save money, so they can't send to just us. So they'll take all of the butter, all the chrysalis they have, or cocoons. They'll take all that they have and they'll ship them to a middleman here in this country, and then they divide them by butterfly house or conservatory so that it's one plane ticket instead of us getting individual shipments based on what we need. So it varies drastically week by week, but we always try to keep a minimum of 1,000 butterflies in the air at all times. So that means releasing a minimum of 60 a day. So like last week we got 300 chrysalis. This week we'll probably get somewhere around 800. Every butterfly has a drastically different price. Some of them, like blue morphos in the chrysalis stage, it is still there. Yes, we do have the Butterfly Farmer Relief Fund, and we're still paying our farmers. Most of them are up and running, but we're still paying them all, as even if we're not getting our shipments. Some butterflies, like the blue morpho, can cost up to $5. Sometimes a little bit more. Just for the chrysalis. There's no guarantee that a butterfly will come from that, but with morphos in particular, they have a very high success rate. How long do butterflies live? Between 10 and 14 days. Yeah, butterfly farming in particular, I mean, all farming is crazy expensive for no return, but butterfly farming, you can't just start and stop. It'd take a year to get your host plant inventory back up if you didn't keep taking care of your plants. How much were the new golden bird wings? Oh my God. A lot of money. I haven't asked Sam if I'm allowed to say, so I probably can't say. But let me tell you, they better emerge, and they better sprinkle golden dust on us. I expect when they start flying, they will be made of real gold. And when they perish, we can put them in a keepsake box and save them like a CD. Cash in 100 years from now. Here's a baby saffron. He's not a really young baby, but he doesn't have all of his colors yet. There's that one I was just showing you, but look how much brighter the purple is on the inside. Hopefully he'll keep opening his wings. Look, it's a just absolutely, totally beautiful, vibrant color. Sam admitted that he paid an exorbitant price. We all know we paid more than we should, but that's what it took to get them. If we get an established relationship with that farmer, we might, we will either get them at a better price or we won't continue to have them. No, there's no guarantee that they'll develop into butterflies. Some farmers that we have, ones that we've had relationships with for 17 years, they will, I don't know, Erica, I was looking for him. Now there are so many birds that look just like him, it's harder to find him. He's still not eating on his own, but he has like 6 brothers and sisters that look exactly like him, but they're eating. So I know it's not them. So we have some farmers that even though we don't, if a butterfly doesn't emerge from the shipment, they don't give us a credit, but they will send us extra chrysalis when they have more than they have someone to purchase. So it all works out in the end. That's right, you guys shop to help and you do an amazing, amazing job. We truly wouldn't be here without you. Look at that. Erica, we're gonna walk back over to the other side of the garden and see if we can find Hungry Bird. He's beautiful. I need to stop obsessing with you guys held hostage here. Sorry. I'm gonna come back over and take video of that. There's another baby there. I don't know, I think he's gonna be a green singing finch too. That's amazing, and there's several new baby honey creepers in here. Hi guys! Hi! Oh, did Bob show up? I'm sorry. Oh look, now we have new double trouble over here. Look at that. 2 lace. Oh my goodness, they love it over here. Now I know how Wendy gets all those awesome double trouble pictures. Wow. That's so pretty. The light is perfect today. It's not hot. I'm back here all this time, still not sweating. Oh, I hope he stays there. Look, there's a paradise tanager over here. The breeders say it's impossible to breed honey creepers and tanagers in captivity, but look at him. Proof. Okay, I'm gonna leave my friend back here because he's trying to live on the camera. I don't need slug juices on the lens. We have enough technical difficulties. They were so happy to flamingo last night. Good. I hope they are tonight too. One of our Facebook family members here was booked for today and she can't make it. So I sold the seats to a local who's flamingoed many, many times before. So it'll be interesting to see if they remember her. I was totally just obsessing over that tree, so I missed any comments or questions. So ask him again if you want to. I'll try to multitask. And has anyone seen Nanette and Mr. Peanut this morning? I haven't seen them lately. I'm starting to worry. Hi, Papa Duck. Hi. Hi. Okay, yeah. Hi to you too. Yay, good morning, Nanette and Mr. Peanut. Yay. You're here. We were worried. I haven't seen you in a couple days, but then I have been kind of not looking at my phone. I've been just obsessing. It's really pretty in here this week. Really, really pretty. The light is gorgeous. Rhett and Scarlett are 8.5 years old. Follow-up question, how long have they lived here? 6 years. More snow. I missed my mom's call yesterday because I was here. I don't know. She was expecting even more snow too. They had to bring the cows home a month early. No sign of Hungry Bird yet, but he has so many brothers and sisters now that look just like him. It's hard to find him unless he's actively being a baby. At home, I have to be careful. Janice says, at home, I have to be careful not to overwater my plants or they get brown edges. How do your plants not get overwatered? Well, we have a very unique situation. I suffer from the same thing, Janice. Our situation here is that we have a concrete base. This is a indoor facility. There's several feet of concrete below us, and in between where we're standing and the concrete there's a series of false floors, and then it's very complicated, but anyway, all of our water drains out and is then pumped out of the building constantly. Sometimes when the music's not on, you guys can hear that sound come on. It's kind of just a low hum. That's the sump pump. It lives over here behind these plants. Well, it's right underneath here. It's underneath there, and it pumps constantly. So the plants get watered every day, and they kind of get dried every day too. But Tracy told us when we were walking with her on Sunday that the best thing to do to prevent overwatering is to water thoroughly and then let it dry out. So no, just a little bit of water every day, which is what I like to do. Don't do that. Water it thoroughly, let it dry, and then water again. What kind of white chick was that? If it was on the ground, it was probably a button quail. It was fully grown button quail. Is the water recycled? It is used to water our back parking lot space. Back there, just beyond those windows, we have a huge monarch, milkweed, butterfly garden, and the bananas. You can see the banana trees right beyond the glass. All of that entire wall there are banana trees that grow the bananas that we eat in here. It waters all of those, waters all of the milkweed, waters everything else that's outside. This is where Hungry Bird usually likes to hang out, because he can find the most mothers. I hear it chirping, but I think that chirping is coming from the babies. Hi, babies. We had to divide our nursery over here into teenagers and tiny, tiny little babies. The teenagers like to pick on the tiny babies, and the tiny babies like to think that they're big and strong. And they're not big and strong when they go up against a teenager quail. The button quail do fly, but not very well. Their maximum height is right about up there at that silver flashing, which I think, let's see, that must be 8 feet. And they get up that high quite frequently, and then they sit there and cry. They want someone to help them down. They're fully capable of flying down, but they're big babies. See if our Luna moths are over here. But we've been watching them on this tree for pretty much the entire length of their lifespan, so I'm not surprised they're not here today. Oh, this hadn't bloomed when Tracy was showing us on Saturday, but this is why it's called the petticoat plant. See the little blooms? They look like petticoats, tiny little fairy skirts. They're so adorable. Why do the butterflies go to the cement wall? Because it's warm. It holds the warmth. When it gets cold outside and we have to turn the heat on, that's when it gets, you have to be really, really careful about having staff all around, because the butterflies will be on the brick paths, sunning themselves, collecting the warmth. Yes, that is also known as Lily of the Nile. I would have never remembered that. I can remember petticoats as long as it's blooming. But yes, also Lily of the Nile. Is it Lily of the Nile or Lady of the Nile? Look, they're back to rocking. When we were over here earlier, they weren't rocking. Oh, they want to come out. Look at that, even more morphos have emerged just while we've been walking around. How can you tell the difference between a butterfly and a moth? The easiest way is their antenna. See, the antenna on the butterfly is just straight, skinny. And the antenna on a moth are like pipe cleaners. They're all fuzzy. Also, most moths fly at night. Butterflies fly during the day. Is that music playing all the time, Daniel? No, it's only when we're open. So 8:45-ish to 5:45-ish. We're open 9 to 5:30. It's not on a timer, it's controlled by humans, so the ish happens a lot. Awesome, thank you for the order, Stacy. Glad it got there in a timely fashion. Hey everybody, have a happy Monday. Hope it's a beautiful one. Certainly is here. It's gorgeous. Have a great day. Thanks for coming along on the morning walk. See you tomorrow.